Let's get right into it.
Number 5. Honey's baby botulism bomb. Inside every jar of honey, there could be tiny spores of a bacteria called Clostridium botulinum. For adults and older kids, these spores are usually harmless. Our digestive systems and gut bacteria keep them in check. But for babies under 1 year old, it's a different story. A baby's gut isn't developed enough to fight them off. It's like an empty house with the door wide open. When these spores get into a baby's system, they can wake up and start to multiply. Then, they begin producing a toxin so powerful it can paralyze muscles. This toxin basically tells the baby's nerves to stop working. The first signs can include constipation, a weak cry, trouble feeding, and muscles that keep getting weaker. Eventually, the baby might have trouble breathing, which can even lead to complete paralysis. All of this can happen from just a tiny taste of honey, an amount so small you might not even notice it. That means no honey on pacifiers, not in tea, and not mixed into other foods. It doesn't matter if it's raw, organic, or pasteurized. Any honey can have these spores. That's why doctors say absolutely no honey for babies under 1 year old. After their first birthday, their immune systems are strong enough to handle it, and honey becomes safe.
Number 4. Kidney beans gut punch. These innocent-looking red kidney beans are actually little chemical weapons. They're packed with a toxin called phytohemagglutinin. Eating just 4 or 5 undercooked kidney beans can cause severe nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. This toxin is the bean's natural defense mechanism against being eaten in the wild. Symptoms hit fast, usually within 1 to 3 hours after eating. First comes the nausea, then vomiting, and finally, severe diarrhea. Some people have even ended up in the hospital after eating undercooked beans. One big mistake is using a slow cooker to prepare kidney beans. Slow cookers don't get hot enough to destroy the toxin. In fact, they can actually make things worse by warming the beans just enough to make the toxin more potent. To eat kidney beans safely, you need to cook them the right way. Soak your beans in water overnight. Then throw out that soaking water because it's now full of toxins. Next, add fresh water and boil the beans hard. Not just a gentle simmer, but a full rolling boil for at least 30 minutes. That's the only way to make sure they're safe to eat.
Number 3. Cassava's hidden cyanide. This innocent-looking root is actually trying to kill you. Cassava is packed with compounds that turn into hydrogen cyanide when the plant is damaged, the same chemical found in some chemical weapons. When you cut or process cassava the wrong way, it releases this poison. One poorly prepared cassava root can contain enough cyanide to send you straight to the emergency room. There are 2 main types of cassava, sweet and bitter. Sweet cassava has less poison, while bitter cassava is pretty much trying to take you out. In Uganda, almost 100 people once got cyanide poisoning at a community event after eating improperly prepared cassava flour. Symptoms can include vomiting, dizziness, rapid breathing, a racing heart, and in serious cases, nervous system shutdown, or even fainting. Despite being potentially deadly, cassava is a staple food for millions of people around the world. The secret is careful processing, peeling, soaking, fermenting, and cooking it just right. If you skip any of these steps, it stays dangerous. Even if you survive a bad dose, eating poorly processed cassava over time is like slowly poisoning yourself. It can damage your thyroid and your brain.
Number 2.
Green potatoes poison plot. If you notice your potatoes have a weird green tint, you might think it's no big deal. But actually, it's nature's warning sign. When potatoes are exposed to light, they turn green. The green color itself is just chlorophyll. But when potatoes go green, they're also producing a poison called solanine. This toxin is the potato's way of defending itself against bugs. A regular potato only has tiny amounts of this poison, but a green potato is seriously cranking up its solanine production. Eating enough green potato can cause headaches, nausea, dizziness, confusion, and severe stomach pain. This isn't just mild food poisoning. In severe cases, it can even be deadly. There are historical cases where people have died after eating green potatoes during food shortages. To keep your potatoes safe, store them in a dark, cool place. Always cut off green spots, or better yet, throw away any potatoes that look green. The sprouts and eyes on old potatoes are also highly toxic, so don't eat those either.
Number 1. Elderberry's raw deal.
Picking fresh elderberries and popping them in your mouth is basically like eating tiny cyanide bombs. Raw elderberries, along with their leaves and stems, contain compounds that turn into cyanide in your body. The leaves and stems pack even more poison than the raw berries themselves. Back in 1983,
A group in California had an elderberry juice party. They pressed the berries together with the leaves and stems, basically making homemade poison juice. Everyone who drank it got extremely sick, ending up with severe stomach cramps, vomiting, dizziness, and some people could barely stand. This plant is basically trying to poison you from the inside out. Even just a handful of raw berries can make you really sick. But people still use elderberries because when you cook them properly, they're actually really good for you. The trick is to cook them thoroughly. Heat breaks down all those nasty compounds and makes them safe to eat.
That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.